All right, so today we're going to be diving deep.
Oh, this would be fun.
Yeah, into the world of Montalcino wine.
I love this stuff.
It's good stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's, those sun-drenched hills of Tuscany, that charming medieval town right on top of a hill.
The king of Italian wines.
And the king, Brunello di Montalcino.
It's serious.
It's serious juice.
Yeah.
We're talking about the kind of wines that you really just want to
savor every sip.
Yeah, just savor every single sip.
Absolutely.
You gave us some amazing sources here. Like, you really went all out.
I tried.
You got books, articles, historical accounts.
Oh, yeah. I even found some viticulture guides.
Oh, wow.
I thought it'd be fun to see, kind of like the nitty-gritty.
Into real deal.
How it's actually made.
So let's get into it. Let's unpack what makes Brunello so special.
Well, I think one of the most remarkable things is that Montalcino's history of winemaking goes back centuries.
Look.
We're not talking about something that just, popped up recently.
Right.
It's a lineage that predates even the Renaissance.
Okay, so like way before Brunello was Brunello, people were still making wine in this region.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
You can find mentions of Etruscans, Romans cultivating grapes in the area.
Wow.
Which I think really speaks volumes about how deep-rooted these traditions are.
Yeah.
And then by the 16th century,
Okay.
Montalcino wines were gaining recognition
Okay.
outside the local area.
So it was a slow burn.
It wasn't an overnight thing.
Okay.
No, it was a slow, steady climb.
Okay, but when did Sangiovese Grosso enter the picture?
Oh.
The heart and soul of Brunello.
That's when things get really interesting.
Okay.
I think it was in the 19th century when this guy, Clemente Santi,
Okay.
he recognized the true potential
Of Sangiovese Grosso?
of Sangiovese Grosso.
Like he saw it and he was like, this is it.
This is the one, yeah.
This is the grape.
He could elevate Montalcino wine to new heights.
It's like a pivotal moment in Montalcino's history.
Ah.
Was he the one that coined the term Brunello?
Well, the exact origins of the name are debated, but he definitely played a key role in establishing Sangiovese Grosso as we know it.
Right.
Brunello as the defining grape of the region. And then his descendants, the Biondi Santi family, they kind of became the guardians.
The Biondi Santi family.
Yes.
Okay.
Of that legacy?
Their winery dates back to the mid-1800s.
Mid-1800s, yeah.
It's some serious history.
Yeah.
Like a dynasty.
It is.
Weren't they also pioneers in organic and biodynamic practices?
They were.
I mean, that's got to be pretty ahead of its time.
Oh, way ahead of their time, especially Franco Biondi Santi.
Yeah.
He was a huge advocate for those practices long before they became mainstream.
So it's more than just like a family business.
Oh, for sure.
It's like a deep respect for the land.
Absolutely, the history.
He championed this idea of working in harmony with nature.
Makes you think about all the care and attention.
Yeah. That goes into every bottle. Yeah.
You really feel it when you drink it,
You can taste it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of colorful characters.
There are.
In the world of Brunello?
Yes.
Our sources mentioned Giulio Gambelli.
Oh, yeah.
The poet of Sangiovese.
He had this incredible knack
What's his story?
for coaxing elegance and complexity from the grape.
Okay.
It's almost like he was composing a symphony
Yeah.
with the grapes.
Yes.
He really believed in minimal intervention,
Okay.
letting the terroir
Speak for itself.
speak for itself.
Yeah.
Gentle handling.
Okay, so we got this rich history, these passionate winemakers.
Yes.
What about the land itself?
Well, that's where terroir comes in.
Okay.
Think of it as a unique fingerprint,
Okay.
a combination of climate,
Okay.
soil, altitude, even wind that shapes the wine.
Okay.
And Montalcino's terroir is really exceptional.
Let's break that down. So
Yeah.
first we've got altitude.
Yes.
Montalcino's pretty high up.
It is.
Like, what, 450 meters above sea level?
About that, yeah.
Okay.
So imagine vineyards clinging to those slopes,
Right.
basking in the Tuscan sun.
Yeah.
During the day,
Yeah.
then cooled by crisp mountain breezes at night.
Oh, wow. That's like
That diurnal shift.
That's
It's
amazing.
important.
like a perfect recipe for those grapes to just ripen slowly.
Absolute.
Develop intense flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got the winds.
Okay.
You've got the hot, dry Tramontana blowing from the north.
Yeah.
Which is like a natural hairdryer for the grapes.
What?
It prevents disease.
Really?
And then you've got the cooling sea breezes from the Tyrrhenian Sea.
Okay.
So that moderates the temperature, adds a little maritime influence.
Oh, it's like this perfectly choreographed dance.
It is.
Of like natural elements.
It is.
Creating these microclimates
Absolutely.
within Montalcino.
Yeah.
It's starting to make sense why these wines are so complex.
And then
Yeah.
speaking of soil,
Yes.
Montalcino is a geologist's dream.
Okay.
We're talking clay, limestone, sandstone,
It's like a
tapestry.
of textures and minerals.
Wow.
Yeah.
You mentioned clay. Are there any specific types of clay that are like
Yes.
real standouts in Montalcino?
There is one called Galestro.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Have you heard of that?
Yes, Galestro, yeah.
So it's this bluish-gray clay
Okay.
that's rich in calcium and minerals.
Okay.
And it's known for giving Brunello its structure
Okay.
and those signature earthy notes.
So even the type of clay can influence
It can.
the taste.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the history,
Yes.
passionate people,
Yes.
this unique terroir.
Yes.
Let's talk about the star,
Okay.
the Sangiovese Grosso grape, a.k.a. Brunello.
The one and only.
What makes this grape so special?
So it's perfectly adapted
Yeah.
to Montalcino's terroir.
Okay.
Think about it. Large berries, thick skins,
Okay.
practically bursting with color.
Okay. And those thick skills aren't
Huh?
just for show. They help the grapes withstand that intense Tuscan sun.
Okay.
They protect the aromas that are developing.
But it's got like a tough exterior.
It does, yeah. It needs it.
But it's what's inside that counts, right?
Absolutely.
What about the flavors, the characteristics?
So Sangiovese Grosso,
Yeah.
it's known for late budding and ripening,
Okay.
which is ideal for
Okay.
Montalcino's climate.
Yeah.
It allows the grapes to soak up every drop of sunshine
Oh, wow.
and develop that incredible depth of flavor.
It's like it's taking its time to develop.
It is, yeah.
Really absorbing all the essence.
Slow and steady
Yeah.
wins the race.
So I'm also curious about, like, the work that goes into cultivating
Yeah.
these grapes, you know?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, because our sources mention these sustainable practices, meticulous care in the vineyards.
Oh, yeah. It's a labor of love.
Yeah, so can you elaborate on that a little bit?
So a lot of the producers in Montalcino are committed to sustainable viticulture.
Okay.
They really understand that respecting the land
Right.
is crucial not only for the environment, but also for the quality of the wines.
Okay.
So you see practices like organic farming,
Okay.
biodynamic methods. They're using cover crops to enrich the soil.
So it's like a holistic approach.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a real sense of stewardship.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But isn't Sangiovese Grosso also known for being a little bit finicky?
It can be.
I've heard it described as a demanding grape.
It is.
Yeah, so...
It's not the easiest to grow.
Yeah.
It's susceptible to certain diseases.
Okay.
It needs careful attention.
So pruning, training the vines,
training the vines.
ensuring proper airflow.
Airflow's important.
So it's not just like letting nature do its thing.
No, you need to guide those vines.
There's a lot of human intervention.
a lot of human intervention.
Yeah, it's cool. Like guiding the vines
Yeah.
to reach their full potential.
It's an art and a science.
It's like this dance between tradition and innovation.
It is.
Because our sources mention how winemakers in Montalcino are balancing those old world methods
Yes.
with modern technology.
It's a constant dance between honoring the past and embracing the future.
It's like they're not afraid to use modern technology, but they're also respecting...
Yeah, you'll find traditional large oak barrels alongside stainless steel tanks.
Right.
Temperature controlled.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So it's not an either-or situation. It's like
not.
finding the perfect blend.
It's a harmonious blend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of tradition,
Yes.
Brunello's famous for its aging requirements, right?
It is.
It spends quite a bit of time in those oak barrels.
Oh, yeah.
Developing all those complex flavors.
Absolutely. So, Brunello di Montalcino DOCG,
Okay.
the highest classification,
Yeah.
it has to be aged at least 4 years,
Okay.
with a minimum of 2 in oak.
4 years?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's a serious commitment of time and resources.
It is.
But I guess that just shows
It shows the dedication.
the dedication.
And the patience.
Yeah, okay. That goes into making it. Yeah.
But not all Montalcino wines are created equal.
Right.
So you mentioned DOCG, but there's other denominations
That's art, yeah.
as well. Think of the denominations
Okay.
as quality control stamps.
Okay.
They protect the reputation
Right.
of the wines.
Right.
Make sure consumers know what they're getting.
Right. So alongside Brunello di Montalcino DOCG,
Yeah.
you have Rosso di Montalcino DOC,
Okay.
which is also made from Sangiovese Grosso,
Okay.
but it has shorter aging requirements.
So if Brunello's the king,
Yeah.
Rosso di Montalcino's like
The prince.
The prince.
Yeah.
A little more youthful.
More approachable.
More approachable.
Yeah, more vibrant, fruit-forward.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then there's Santino DOS,
Yes.
which seems like the wild card. It is a bit of a wild card.
Yeah, it allows...
Different grape varieties, wine styles.
Yeah, it seems like they're just really experimenting and pushing the boundaries a little bit.
It allows winemakers to showcase their creativity.
Yeah.
You can find red, white, even dessert wines under this denomination.
Oh, wow.
Often made with international varieties.
Okay.
Blended with Sangiovese Grosso.
Cool. Okay, so we've covered the history.
Yes.
The land.
The grapes.
The classification.
Classification.
I think the listener's probably wondering,
what does this legendary Brunello taste like?
Right.
You know?
The moment of truth.
What are they going to get when they actually get to experience this?
All right, so imagine this.
Okay.
You've chosen your bottle.
Okay.
You've let it breathe in a large glass.
Yeah.
Now you're swirling it.
I'm swirling.
Releasing those aromas. You're going to get hints of ripe red and black fruit.
Okay.
Cherries, plums.
Oh, I'm getting those like juicy fruit notes.
Yeah.
What else? Maybe a touch of blackberry?
What about those earthy?
Oh, as the wine opens up,
Yeah.
you'll detect hints of leather,
Okay.
tobacco, dried herbs, even a touch of truffle.
Oh, wow.
And underlying all of that is a beautiful minerality.
Okay.
A reminder of that unique terroir.
It sounds so layered and evocative.
It is.
But what about the tannins?
The tannins.
Because Brunello's known for those,
Yes.
like, big tannins.
Tannins are a key characteristic,
Yeah.
especially in its youth.
Okay.
They give the wine structure,
Okay.
contribute to its aging potential.
Okay.
You'll get that dryness on your palate,
Right.
but it shouldn't be harsh or astringent. It should be firm,
Okay.
well integrated, almost velvety.
So it's not just like a mouth-puckering experience.
No.
It's more like this structural complexity?
It adds to the enjoyment.
That adds to the enjoyment. Okay.
Yeah.
What about the acidity?
So high acidity.
Our sources mentioned.
It's another hallmark.
Yeah.
Gives it vibrancy.
Right. Because I imagine that also contributes to its longevity.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
It acts as a natural preservative.
Right.
Allows it to age for decades.
So you got those fruit flavors.
Yes.
The earthy
The
complexity.
tannins.
The tannins, the acidity.
And a long, lingering finish.
I was going to say
It's known for that.
a long finish.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm craving a glass now.
Yeah, me too.
But before we get carried away
Yes.
with our tasting notes,
Food pairings.
let's talk about food pairing.
Yeah.
Because Brunello's a powerful wine.
It is.
So what can stand up
you need something that can match its boldness.
to that intensity and complexity?
Yeah, the classic pairings are rich, hearty dishes,
Okay.
roasted meats, game, wild boar,
Wow.
hearty stew, anything like those earthy flavors.
Okay, so we're talking like those robust, traditional Tuscan dishes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about pasta?
Pasta's great.
Like, I imagine like a rich ragu
Oh, yeah.
or wild mushroom pasta.
Perfect match.
Yeah, they'd go well together.
Yeah.
And don't forget aged cheese.
Cheese, sharp, nutty flavors.
Pecorino?
Pecorino, Parmesan.
Like those would be,
Create a wonderful counterpoint
yeah.
to the intensity.
So it's a wine that can elevate a meal
Can.
to a special occasion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so, but our deep dive wouldn't be complete
Right.
without talking about like the experience
Of going there.
of actually visiting
Of visiting Montalcino.
Montalcino.
Yes.
Our sources really painted a vivid picture
They did.
of this beautiful region.
They did, yeah.
What are some of the highlights
It's hard to choose.
that stood out to you?
There are so many.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the combination of history and natural beauty.
Yeah.
You know, you wander through the streets of Montalcino.
Oh.
You've got the vineyards stretching as far as the eye can see.
And the food.
Oh, the food.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Oh, the food.
On the food.
Yeah.
I'm picturing myself indulging
Oh, yeah.
in a hearty Tuscan meal paired perfectly with a glass of Brunello overlooking those rolling hills.
You've got the Biondi Santi winery.
The Biondi Santi.
You know, for the history buffs,
Yeah.
they've been producing Brunello for generations.
Right.
Their cellars are like a museum.
I heard they have bottles dating back to the 1800s.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's amazing.
But you know what? I'm kind of more intrigued by those like smaller family-run wineries.
Oh, yeah, there are so many gems to discover.
Yeah.
Each one with its own story.
I know. Are there any that stand out in our sources?
Oh, there's this one that caught my eye.
Okay.
It was a small organic winery
Okay.
nestled high on a hillside.
Nice.
And they were experimenting with different clones of Sangiovese Grosso.
Oh, wow.
And they were using these ancient techniques.
Like what?
Like terracotta amphorae for aging.
Terracotta amphorae.
Yeah.
That's like Roman time, all right?
Yeah, way back.
It's crazy to think that they're still doing that.
It's a revival of these ancient traditions.
It's cool. It speaks to that connection to the past.
It does.
While also like pushing boundaries, you know?
It does, and it's encouraging to see that innovative spirit.
Yeah.
You know, our sources do touch on some of the challenges the
Yeah.
region is facing,
Yeah.
particularly climate change.
Yeah, that's everywhere,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know,
Rising temperatures, unpredictable weather.
it's a threat to every wine region.
It is a threat.
Yeah.
But it seems like Montalcino...
They're not backing down,
Oh, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're facing head on.
right? They're trying to find solutions.
They are.
And adapt.
They're finding solutions, yeah. How to adapt.
Yeah, how are they tackling these issues?
Well, they're researching things like drought-resistant clove.
Of Sangiovese grosses?
Of Sangiovese grosso.
Okay.
They're experimenting with higher elevation sites,
Okay.
water conservation, renewable energy.
So it's not just about preserving the tradition of Brunello.
No.
It's about the whole region.
It's about the future. The future of the region.
Yeah, like making sure that these vineyards flourish.
For generations to come.
For generations to come.
Oh, absolutely.
And that commitment to sustainability, I mean, it goes beyond just the environment, right?
It does.
Because our sources highlight the importance of, like, supporting the young winemakers.
Yes.
Encouraging them.
Bringing in the next generation.
Yeah, bringing them in.
To carry the
Passing down the torch.
It is. It's beautiful.
To bring their own ideas, their own passions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you keep the legacy of Montalcino alive.
Keep it going.
Keep it going.
Absolutely.
So before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to come back to something you said earlier about Montalcino being an experience.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who maybe feels intimidated by the world of fine wine?
Yeah.
You know, they think Brunello is just
I would say
beyond their reach.
Approach it with curiosity and open mind.
Yeah.
You know? It is a special wine.
It is.
But it's not about exclusivity or pretense. It's about the joy of discovery.
Okay.
You know, the pleasure of experiencing something exceptional.
Sometimes all it takes is just that first sip.
That first sip
Yeah.
can open up a whole new world.
It can really, yeah.
Of flavors and possibilities.
Maybe it's a glass of Rosso di Montalcino with friends on a summer evening.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a bottle of Brunello at a nice dinner.
It's perfect.
It's about those moments.
Yeah.
Those connections.
It's a shared experience.
It's what makes wine so much more than just a beverage.
More than just a drink.
Yeah.
It's a whole...
It's an experience.
It's a whole experience.
Yeah, and remember, you know,
yeah,
the world of wine is meant to be explored.
Explore it.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Try new things.
And find what you love.
Yeah.
You know?
Find what speaks to you.
What speaks to your palate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive into Montalcino,
yeah,
I want to leave our listener with a final thought.
Okay.
Imagine you're holding a glass of Brunello.
Mm.
It's a deep ruby color,
beautiful.
glowing in the light.
Yeah.
You bring it to your nose.
Okay.
You're greeted by these complex aromas.
Right.
It's a symphony.
It is.
Fruit, earth, spice.
You take a step.
You take that first sip.
And those flavors wash over your palate.
It's like a tapestry of history, passion, this unique terroir of Montalcino.
Yeah.
It's more than just a wine.
Oh, it is.
It's a story.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
A connection to a place.
Yeah, a connection to a place and its people.
And its people.
So it begs the question, you know,
yeah,
what other adventures are out there?
Right.
As we explore
waiting to be discovered.
this vast, ever-evolving world of wine.
Cheers to that.
Salute.
Right.